Oh, you hear the birds? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you happen to be new here, my name is Jess. If the lighting seems a little bit off, if for whatever reason I'm not able to edit this later and make it seem a little bit brighter, it's incredibly rainy here today. It is April, and April in Ohio is nothing but rain. So please excuse the ridiculous rain, as well as if my camera goes in and out of focus, it's because I got a new camera yesterday and I do not really know how to use it. It has like a face tracking, what's it called? Focus. And I don't really know how to use it. So if it goes in and out of focus, I'm really sorry. Today is the first day that I'm going to be working with it. Hopefully over time, obviously I will get better, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of let you guys know. So if things seem a little bit off, that's why. But today, as you guys can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be doing my March wrap-up. Now, I'm not doing TBRs anymore, but I am going to be talking to you guys today about the books that I was currently reading in March that I'm going to be bringing with me in April as well at the end of this. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I don't have a whole lot, but I do have quite a few that I do want to talk to you guys about. So the first two books I'm going to be talking about are actually arcs that I received. The first one is Nyxia Unleashed. If you guys are not familiar at all with Nyxia, I absolutely loved this series so far. I'm on obviously the second one. I will leave the link down below if you'd like to pre-order it, but I just absolutely love this series so much. It follows a group of young adults who are sent to work with this company called Babel, and they mine a very dangerous substance called Nyxia, and Nyxia is essentially used to power everything that Babel uses, and it's very expensive. They use it a lot in everything, so they really want it. And now in the first book, they actually are pit against each other to fight for a spot to be able to go to Eden, this planet, to mine Nyxia, and the reason why they are chosen is because this colony, this group of people really value young children, and they are technically very young compared to the Adamites who live on this planet. I really like the second one a lot though, because they actually arrive on Eden and nothing is what it seems. I do like hearing about like other species and things like that, and I like all the different animals that are on this planet, and I love just the political intrigue that kind of happens within the book as well. I think that it's done very well, and I absolutely loved it, so I definitely recommend it if you have not picked up either of these books. Now the second arc that I received was also from NetGalley, and that would be Fresh Ink. Fresh Ink is a compilation of short stories, and it has a ton of representation in it. It has African American, it has Indian, it has transgender, it has like superhero representation. It was just overall a really great book. I was not expecting to love it as much as I did, but overall I loved almost every single story that was in this book. There were a few that were a kind of a miss for me, but like I said, overall I really liked it. I haven't reviewed it on Goodreads yet. I'm hoping to get around to that soon, so keep your eyes peeled if you'd like my full review on the book in the future. Now getting into the books that I physically own that I have read this year, the first one you guys have already seen my wrap up for if you are following me at all on my channel, and that would be The Book Thief. I really liked this book. It was not what I thought it was going to be. It follows our main character Liesel, and she is just trying to navigate life during World War II. Her mother actually sends her to live with a new family because her mom, you find out pretty quickly, they don't say it, but you kind of understand what's happening, that her mom is actually sent to a concentration camp, and Liesel does not go with her. She goes to live with a new family. Now, while there is obvious book thievery that happens in this book, I think it's so much more than that, because like I said, it is based on World War II, and it does follow them as they harbor a Jew within their house. And I just really like this. I liked the family dynamic that they have. I like all of the characters. I will say that this book was kind of hit or miss for a lot of people because it's written in a very different style, and a lot of people didn't really appreciate that. But I overall really liked it. If you guys would like my full review, it is up on my channel. Now the next book I read was actually a poetry collection, and that would be The Witch Doesn't Burn in This One by Amanda Lovelace. I really liked this book. I don't know what I was expecting from it, but I love The Princess Saves Herself in this one, so I did actually pre-order this book. I do own two copies. I own the Target edition and the Amazon edition because that's how much I love this and how much I love Amanda. I think that they do a great job of putting a story into poetry form. Now, I like a lot of different types of poetry, but this one, I think this type is my favorite, like the story-driven kind of story. I really like that. I feel like this book was a lot more empowering than the first one though. Obviously, as you guys can tell from the title, it's more about rebirth and just becoming who you're supposed to be, and I thought it was so badass and so inspiring, and I would definitely recommend it if you guys are a fan of poetry at all. Now, I won't linger too long on either of these books because I have a full review for the entire series up on my channel, but I did also read Gemina and Obsidian this month. I will say though, out of the entire series, Obsidian was my least favorite, although I believe I still gave it 5 stars, although it was close to 4.5, but because of my enjoyment for reading it, I did end up giving it 5. Unlike Illuminate, this one actually follows Hannah and Nick as our main characters, and Hannah is kind of like a rich, spoiled girl, and Nick is like a stowaway on the ship that they live on. That's all I'm going to say about this though, because if you haven't read the series, you absolutely should. I think that out of all of them, this one's my second favorite. It kind of goes in order. I thought Illuminate was so strong and so wonderful, and then Gemina just kind of was missing a few things. However, I will say that Hannah and Nick are probably my favorite characters out of the entire series, so I feel like I like the storyline of Illuminate a lot, but I think that I like the characters more in Gemina. I just really love Nick. I think that he's such a misunderstood, wonderful character, and I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. This follows our main character, Asha, and she is actually left on Krenza, the main planet that is bombed, essentially, that is taken over in Illuminate, and I really, really like that because you get more backstory, and it's more of a military control of Krenza, and I really like the storyline. I like how all of the stories come together in this, but I did find myself kind of confused through a little bit of it because there were so many characters and so much happening, and I think this is an example of a different type of writing style kind of inhibiting the book a little bit. I think had this been like a normal novel, I wouldn't have been confused at all. But I have to say, overall, I still really, really liked this, and I think that the writing style is really cool. I was really nervous when I first picked up Illuminate. I wasn't sure if I was going to like that style of book, but I ended up loving this, and I think that this entire series is worth the read if you haven't read it yet. So next I'm actually going to go into the books that I had started in March but wasn't able to finish in March that I plan to finish at the beginning of April, and the first book you guys are no stranger to. That would be The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. Sam from That Bookish Gamer and I were actually reading it together. She has since finished it and is absolutely in love with it, so I'm hoping that I'm going to love it even more. If you guys are not familiar, I've actually read this before. This is a book that my husband recommended to me from when he picked my TBR, and the reason why he recommended this is because I did not like it the first time that I tried to read it. I thought I had read the entire thing, but looking back on it, I think I actually DNF'd it because there are so many things happening that I know nothing about, so I'm hoping to finish this finally in April. But this is about a different type of magic. It follows sort of the Black Prism and his son, and everyone in this community is actually able to use magic based on a color, and they craft something called resin or lux, and I think it's a really, really cool magic system. So if you'd want something fantasy that has a different type of magic system, I would definitely check this out because I will give it 10 points for creativity. It is such a cool type of magic. And the next book I have here is a book that G from Bookrest has been asking me to read for a very long time, but I was sort of nervous because it is very character driven and not so much plot, but that would be A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I'm really loving this. I'm loving all the characters. There's not much of a story plot yet. I'm only about 200 pages into it. Yeah, about 154 pages. So there's not too much of a plot going on, but that is about half of the book so far. So I'm interested to see what they do. I have also heard that A Close and Common Orbit, the second one, is more story driven. So I'm excited to read this and then also pick up the second one. But so far I'm really, really loving this, and I'm hoping to finish this first in April. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I was in focus. I hope the lighting is okay. If not, hopefully I'm able to fix it in editing. But I hope you guys had a good Easter as well. Also, thank you so much for all of your love on Monday's video. I had a lot of fun filming that, and I'm so glad that you guys are here for the mental health stuff. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing if you are interested so you can stay up to date on everything. If you'd like to follow me anywhere else, I link all of my social media stuff in the down bar as well as my website. But yeah, I will see you guys in Friday's video. Bye!